Hi, welcome to VTube. I am Ajay Prabhu, a senior banker having over 27 years of exposure in banking and finance and as a consultant trainer also. I have conducted various training programs on similar topics, the reason being I am a certified professional or a person having a certificate from the largest depository of our country, NSDL as well as CDSL, scoring about 90%. Today we are going to learn a very interesting topic on dematerialization, depositories, as well as the most interesting, buying and selling of shares. This concept was introduced somewhere in the 90s, but I will take you through the history, what was the necessity of introducing such a concept and how it has developed over a period of time. For that we need to go right up till 1875, where our Mumbai Stock Exchange was established. After that, how the stock shares were sold or purchased, what were the problems in those transfers, how these problems were rectified, how the process for the buying and selling of shares were introduced, what were the various settlement periods, how the settlement periods were from a fortnight reduced to the T+2 settlement cycle. So we are going to have lots of factual clarifications and lots of learning on some statistical points also covered in this presentation. So let's begin with what is dematerialization. In a commercial world, dematerialization refers, this is very important, what exactly is dematerialization? Dematerialization simply means substitution of paper form of securities by book entry securities. When we say paper form of securities, shares were issued in physical form. These shares were converted into electronic form, and hence this conversion of shares from physical to electronic form, we say this recording of shares in the electronic form is done in the form of book entry, which means there is no physical transfer of shares. Whatever transfer happens in the electronic form based on the credits available for a particular investor. What does the term demat means? The term demat in India refers to a dematerialized account. So once you have a dematerialized account in which you can credit your electronic securities, we can say in short as it is a demat account. In a demat account, securities are held electronically instead of the investor taking physical possession of securities. What is a depository? The main function of a depository is to dematerialize securities and enable the transactions in the book entry form, which means again existing only as electronic records. Friends, we are just looking at the basic terms. What does dematerialization mean? What does a depository mean? We are going to go into lot more detail in our next slides. So just to get familiar with various terms that are connected with our topic, I am taking through the short meaning or the short terms that are connected with our topic. There are important entities in a demat world. The first and the foremost is the depository participant. Just like you cannot go to Reserve Bank of India to open an account, you have to go to the RBI agents, which are the scheduled commercial banks. Similarly, you cannot go directly to a depository for opening an account. You need to go to their agents, who are called the depository participants. So depository participant is an agent of the depository, and these agents provide demat services to the demat account holders. Who are the registered owners? This is very interesting. What is the difference between a registered owner and a beneficial owner? The moment you are holding a physical share, you become a registered owner in the books of the company, who are also called the issuers. But as soon as your physical shares are converted into electronic form or dematerialized, the depositories become the registered owner. Registered owner in the books of company. But does that mean all the benefits of the share will be passed on to these registered owners? The answer is no. So, to whom the shares benefits will be passed to? The shares benefits will be passed to the owners, and hence they are called the beneficial owners. So friends, this is very important to understand registered owner and beneficial owner. Beneficial owners are investors who continue to receive the benefits, more specifically the non-cash benefits, the dividends, the bonus shares, etc. Who is the issuer? An issuer are the entities that simply issue the securities, which are the shares, debentures, etc. So issuers are pretty simple and easy to understand compared to the concept of the registered owners and the beneficial owners, which I made quite clear. Who are the RTAs? The registrar and the transfer agents. These are typically the agents of the issuers. Sometimes the company want to focus on its core business. They want an assistance from some agents who will look into the registration of certificates of the investors, the reconciliation of this share capital, etc., etc. So these registrar and transfer agents are agents of issuers who also provides the connectivity between the depository and the issuers for various processes like dematerialization, rematerialization, corporate actions, etc. The entire buying and selling of shares or securities happens on the stock exchange and nowhere else. But what is a stock exchange? A stock exchange is a marketplace like any other centralized market. You go to various market, you go to a vegetable market for buying vegetables. Of course, whoever is going to sell from the market. The agents who are there in the market, they are going to sell. So the basic process of buying and selling happens in a marketplace. Same way in a stock exchange, buying and selling of shares and equities, or in simple words, buying and selling of securities happen in the stock exchange. Buyers and sellers can transact business in securities at a given point of time. We are having a slide on what is that point of time during which buyers and sellers can buy or sell the securities, and that too in a competitive manner at the fairest possible price, because you clearly know what price the seller is quoting and what price you are going to buy. So the competition is very tough because this buying and selling happens across the country. People converge at one particular point, that is a stock exchange where your buying and selling happens. Are you and me allowed to buy and sell shares on the stock exchange? No. For a simple reason, only the brokers who are members of the stock exchange are authorized to buy and sell the securities on behalf of you and me, that is the clients. Brokers, after they buy or sell the securities, issue the contract notes. What are the contract notes? Contract notes are simple documents given by the stockbroker to his clients, giving particulars of the security bought, sold, the rate at it was bought and sold, and the date of transaction, as well as the broker's charges and commission which the investor has to pay to him. So in short, it gives a summary of entire transaction, whether it is buying or selling of securities.